Hey guys. Okay, so in this week's video, I want to share with you a question that was actually posed to me in a presentation that I did at the end of last week. So we're in the Q&A session at the end, and we're talking about how council actually came up with the whole 1946-1911 sort of cut-off dates for demolition purposes. And someone asked me the question, do I ever think council's going to come up with a rolling cut-off date? So by that I mean the first cut-off that we focus on at the moment is houses built in or before 1946. So this year it's 46, next year it becomes 47, the year after it becomes 48, you get the idea. So basically council, instead of focusing on 46, they go, we're going to protect any houses that are more than roughly 80 years old. Now, this whole notion or idea or concept, whatever you want to call it, has been raised time and time and time again over the years. But the honest truth is, I do not believe that council will ever introduce a rolling cut-off date. Yes, I do believe that they will introduce some additional provisions at some stage, but I don't believe it's going to come through in the format of a rolling cut-off date. Now, why is that? Well, there's two key reasons. First and foremost, it is incredibly hard to get a specific construction date. Normally, all you can aim for is a construction date range. So it might be 5 years, 10 years, something like that. It is really complex, just based on the nature of the resources that we have to work with. Really complex and really hard to get that specific year. Now, at the moment, we do have the benefit of using the 1946 aerial photo, and that's not perfect. Like, that aerial photo was taken in May 1946, and the cutoff for protection is December 31st, 1946, so it doesn't give you an exact resource to be able to work off, and it doesn't count for relocators and all of that sort of stuff, which I've discussed previously in videos, but it is still an amazing resource to help us in trying to work out whether a house is either side or which side of that cutoff that house falls on. If you suddenly go 47, 48, like, where do you start? It just becomes an absolute compliance nightmare and policing nightmare, and yeah, I just wouldn't want to work in that world. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It would be an absolute nightmare. So that's the first hurdle that's facing council. Now, the second hurdle, I've totally drawn a blank. What was I going to say? Okay, I got it. I had an absolute mental blank for a moment there. I was like, I have no idea what the second point is that I was going to make. Clearly, I need more coffee this morning. Anyway, the second point I was going to make is if you introduce a rolling cutoff date, you're going to face this massive preemptive demolition situation. So people, every time they approach that cutoff point, they're going to rush in an application to demolish the house and fast track the process of demolishing that house, even if they had no real intention of demolishing the house, because they want to secure their future rights. Now, we see this day in, day out when it comes to the neighbourhood plan review process. Every time a property is placed into a TBC, or potentially going to be placed into a TBC, traditional building character overlay, or it's going to be downgraded in terms of zoning, or whatever the change is, people rush through applications to secure their future use rights and opportunities and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you suddenly put this pressure on people, they make irrational, not necessarily rational, they make rash decisions and do things that they may not have necessarily wanted to do. Whereas if you just let people sit, let people lie, they're less inclined to rush those things, and maybe the houses hang around, etc., etc. So yeah, it's one of those things where in theory, placing these additional protections on things are going to protect the houses, but the cold hard truth or the reality is it often leads to more demolition work in the long run, which is not a great outcome. So there you go. That's the two reasons as to why I don't think council will ever introduce a rolling cut-off date. As I always like to say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got three. Number one, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number two, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number three, what was my number three? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.